Okay, today we are going to look into this wild idea that I had the other day, which is inspired by the movie Inception. This idea comes from a problem that I have, is a technical problem of the limit that I'm reaching with my AI Resonant Partner. So what is happening is this resonant partner has a lot of different elements, principles, and information that it needs to deal with. So every time that I prompt this AI, what it has as an output, it needs, before creating the output, it needs to connect all those points and therefore give me this rich, valuable output. Now, the problem is those elements are too many for the AI to manage, to hold them, to consider all of those elements. So sometimes what it does is forget one of them, and then sometimes it just go, I mean, it's rare, but it can happen that it goes into hallucination. And it's rare because I limit them. Okay, I can't work anymore into expanding and including and working on actually also complex problem. So most of the time what's happening is just ignore some of them, and therefore the output it's not good enough for what I need. So my solution is, okay, if I treat the, so let's see this thing. So I work with AI, and for example, the one that I use is a Gemini 2.5 Pro, and on top of this AI I create an operation system called the Resonant OS. And this Resonant OS is running the Resonant Partner. Okay, the Resonant OS, what it does is try to control the what I call the engine. Okay, this AI engine, by removing some aspects. So this fake empathy, and this is over agreeable. So it just try to control those elements. So the information that I work with are more real. Let's say, okay, it's not fake. A fake relationship with this AI. I don't want to be kind of destroying the AI, but basically those base layer, what they do, they lie to you, telling you your idea is the best idea they ever heard, basically, and they feel something for you. And I mean, it's I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Okay, so the OS, what it does, try to manage that kind of aspect. So what I have is more refined, more logical output. An output that is logical because follows some principle, is not connected through probability. Okay, has a lot of principle they need to follow. So I call principle and not rules because those are not rigid rules, but something that the AI needs to apply according to the context. So there is an element of awareness that is needed to manage them. And as you can see, so the problem is this is a kind of complex AI, and we are to the limit. Now I can't go any further with this. So instead of waiting for a new Gemini 3.0 and maybe even a more powerful one, what I do, I think, okay, if that is a processor, this is ingenious, one single processor, the solution we know is to use multiple of them. Okay, so multi-engine, multi-processor AI. And I start designing the architecture and for how this resonant engine should work, but at the moment I need to work with what is out there. And so how the problem is how you make those different AI work together and in somehow not rejecting the idea, okay, not challenging the idea, because the point here is to have an AI that has some principles, a worldview and everything, but need to accept the input as it was his own. So not really challenging, because to challenge it, you need to be able to do their level of reasoning, which this AI is not going to have it. But I want somehow accept that one and somehow interact with it as it was his own. So my idea is there is behind this AI that is in the movie would be the dreamer. In reality, it's going to be the visionary. But so this AI behind has a series of other AI working together to present this more powerful idea, to inject it with those idea well formed, where, for example, what it's going to receive is the output should look like, but also the reasoning behind. And because the AI that create these advanced output has the same principle, the one that is gonna present it to me, so this visionary, in some of them are not gonna be in contrast. But how this advanced output is going to be created? So my vision is that there is a conductor. So there is this AI that receive the input and turn the input into different prompts, that deliver those prompts to different AIs. So the different AI mainly are going to be two, which is like the creative one and the logical one. So the creative is the oracle. The logical side of the brain is the logician. Both of them again are in line, so they have similar principles, similar worldview, and so on. So there is a coherence. It's like, no, it's not going nuts. So there is coherence in the system, but they have different roles. Okay, so what is happening? Both of them are gonna come out with. They're gonna receive a prompt, come out with the output. The output is given to the this conductor, and the conductor is going to try to doesn't need to make agree. It's going to try to present the problem to the two different sides. Okay, so the problem and the logic are presented both to this one, and try to simplify and try to make sense of it, and then it's going to create a package that deliver to the visionary. The visionary doesn't need at that point to think and use rationale, but just need to say, okay, yes, I agree. So it's kind of confirming that is in line with all the principle and so on. So it can have the power to check if the principle are being applied, if there is something working properly, and then output it to me. It's a lot of tokens, a lot of movement, a lot of stuff, okay? But this is required to overcome the problem with the limit we have. This is not tested, okay? This is my next experiment. So I don't know if this is gonna work, and I mean, my feeling is, yeah, it's possible. The problem at the end is always, but yes, but how's the output? What's the quality of the output? What is the speed as well? I mean, because if it takes too long, then it's not like an AI that you can interact, but it's a kind of a different kind of relationship with this AI. I give something to do, like a work to do, and then I go back after whatever time. But with this structure, what you have then, it's the idea that you can expand, okay, and then you can have, for example, the one that does research. So what's the name? The conductor can say, okay, I can't give the prompt right now to those different brains because I don't have enough knowledge. Okay, I need first to do a research. So do a research, understand better the problem, become more aware, okay, and then deliver the prompt to those side of the brain. At the same time, so you see there is another element. So there are going to be some elements that just do control, okay, that the system is running properly, but that could be already a lot. But this thing that I just said about the awareness is basically everything, because everything makes sense within a context. Okay, so understanding the context for the AI is extremely important. So because we as a human, we can't explain everything, okay, it just would be like another job. So the AI needs to try to learn through time the meaning of the context for the user, but also try to detect the context. So to detect the context could be again another AI, or maybe the one of those two, like the visionary or the conductor, that can do also this job. So try to get more information, or think about, okay, but what is the context? Let's try to, okay, if for example I'm writing I don't know, a book, then you have some information to look at the context and then think about what's the probable context connected to it, the most likely element that are surrounding that specific element that I can see. And increasing awareness means the thing that those AI they're gonna think about are gonna be more connected to the reality, okay, and therefore be more useful, more usable. So this is my thinking, and there is a lot to consider. But somehow, a part of me is super excited, and I like this idea of Inception and this the dreamer within the dreamer. So there is a lot of dreams inside of those different AIs, and so I'm gonna try this thing, and probably, of course, I will share it. I think probably it's gonna work. It's just about understanding the limits of this. So if you have a similar journey, if you're exploring these things, please let me know. If you have questions, please comment below. And what I'm trying to do here is to create kind of community of like-minded people where we share our story, we see the world in, this AI and our vision in a different way, and maybe we can learn from each other. So please like and subscribe, and see you tomorrow. Ciao.